retainer up front, and everything is spelled out in that agreement exactly what they can expect and what I can expect and what the payment terms are. And it is night and day. And also I've learned too, when you're doing agreements like that, you tend to attract a different level of client. You actually get people who pay you.
About the only thing I'll add to that is being in the legal world, shop around and interview attorneys and interview firms, because you want to make sure you get one that fits your culture and your business style, because that's, if you're not doing that up front, you're gonna, could be in for disaster.
That is an excellent point, and that moves into the next point with the financial team and the accountant. Shop around for your accountant. You know, you may like one versus the other, your personalities may not work together. You need to find an accountant that knows more about your business than you do. They need to be the ones that help educate you, to help tell you that these are the things you need to look for. And ask questions. When you go in to sit down with that accountant, ask questions. You're interviewing them. You're hiring them. They're not hiring you. So ask those questions. Interview them like they're applying for a job. They're going to be very crucial in giving you the tax advice and the information that you need. The tax codes are changing constantly. The 1099 laws are changing soon. And there are so many things going on. I've been doing this for taxes for over 10 years, and I can't keep up on everything. It's constantly something new coming through and a new regulation that's being created. Okay, your banker. Why would you think you need to have a banker on your financial team? Anybody?
You need capital.
They have help in cash flow if they need capital. You need a checking and a savings account. That's where the federal ID number play in. You can't get a checking account as a business. You have to have your federal ID number to get that account. Your business banker is someone that you need to have a relationship with. How many of you have gone into a bank and you walk in there and you're just another person? They don't even know who you are. Okay? And how many grew up in a small town with hometown banks that you walk in and they know you as soon as you walk in the door? It's a completely different environment. Banks are getting bigger. They're getting more regulations. So you want to find a business banker that you can form a relationship with, because you're going to be able to work with that person and get more for that person. That person will be more of a benefit to you when you have a relationship with them, because they learn to know you. They know who you are. They know what kind of business you're doing. Okay. And a bookkeeper. Okay. You need a superhero. You need a bookkeeper. Why do you think you need a bookkeeper?
To keep the books.
To cook the books.
I'm not even going to go there. Okay. It seems like such a simple thing, but you need somebody that can set up your bookkeeping, set up your systems, help you understand what is a chart of accounts, what is a profit and loss, how do you read that? You need to be able to read these things. You need to know what they are. You need to know where your numbers are. Monthly bookkeeping is a must. You have to get it done. It's just like the cousin that I was talking about. Had he had his books done on a monthly basis and had a profit and loss to work from, I know for a fact he would not have made the purchases that he made, and he would have not extended himself the way he did. And he lost everything because he didn't do that. It's probably one of the worst examples I have ever seen, as long as I've been doing this. Yes?
Question for you. Does QuickBooks, you buy QuickBooks, it basically does everything for you. Why, I mean, where would you fit in on, you know, if I buy QuickBooks and it magically does it all? I mean, where would you?
That's a misconception.
Got an input.
There is nothing magical about QuickBooks.
I have QuickBooks.
I've been
It's not magic.
No, it's not magical for Betty. I've been a certified pro advisor for over 10 years with QuickBooks. You have to have it set up properly. You have to have your chart of accounts set up. There's items and services you have to have set up if you're using invoicing. There are a lot of components to QuickBooks that if you don't have it set up properly, your financials aren't going to mean a thing. You have to learn the process of the data entry. Now that doesn't mean you can't do your books, because I highly encourage you to learn the program and learn how to do this entry and learn what it means. Learn how to run the reports and be able to read them. When you get to a place where you have employees that are going to be entering this information for you, you know, you need to be able to help them. But QuickBooks is not magical. It has to be set up properly. And it's always good to have a second pair of eyes on that. I have clients that I only see once a month. I might spend a half an hour on their books because they've done all the entry. I reconcile the bank account, and I check the profit and loss and the balance sheet and make sure that all the transactions are in the right place. So the reason why I'm saying you need to have a bookkeeper and have it done monthly is to have somebody, and it can be only a half an hour a month. It doesn't have to be a huge expense. But it's somebody looking over your information so that at the end of the year, you're ready to go for taxes and everything is finished. And I could give you many, many examples where I've had clients at the end of the year have come back and they've done the QuickBooks by themselves all year, and then we've had to spend bookkeeping hour after hour after hour, 10 hours sometimes, to go back through and clean it up. Okay?
And the other part of it is when you're starting out, things are so small. I mean, you're not going to sit there and laugh at us when we bring our stuff in. You did
No.
what? Or anything like that?
No, because I have set QuickBooks up for very startup businesses who hasn't even brought in their first dime, and then I've done it a year or two later, and believe me, you're going to like me a lot better when I set it up in the beginning and not 10 years later. It doesn't matter when you start in your business. If you're startup and you're fresh and you're brand new, it's the mindset of having the priority on the bookkeeping. If you don't make yourself have that priority, it's not going to become a priority overnight. And you'll just continually, oh, I can do it later, I can do it later. And then later gets to be 6 months, and then a year down the road, and then you're in trouble. So that was, I would say, get the bookkeeping in place first. Yes?
Yeah, putting in financial information when you don't understand the system is garbage in, garbage out. It really is the perfect example of what's wrong with computers and software.
Well, it can be on QuickBooks because you have to really know the process of data entry in QuickBooks too, so that it goes in the right place. And not understanding the program is a common problem. Okay? And then your insurance agent. Why do you think that insurance agent is so important?
Because there's liability in business.
There's a lot of liability in business. You want to make sure that you are protected, that your family is protected, and that your business is protected. Everybody makes mistakes. And it can be a simple, tiny little mistake that can devastate your business and hurt your family if someone comes back on you. So insurance is so key. It is so important. It's one of the first things that you should have. Okay? Any questions before we move on? Okay. Then the next item is location. Where are you going to have your business? Are you going to work from home? Are you going to rent an office? There again, if you rent an office, there's more of an expense that you need to consider. You have rent, utilities, transportation to and from. You'll have things that you're going to need to put in that office. So that's another thing to consider. You need to decide where you're going to be. Now, if you haven't decided where you're going to work, can you have your business, your bank account set up with an address? Can you order your business cards? Can you do any of that? No. So you need to decide, where am I going to work? Once you've decided that, then you can get your bank account set up with your addresses. You can have your business cards, and then you can have any other items that you need to have done, made. And then, of course, back to the bookkeeping system. You want to make sure you have a good, solid bookkeeping system in place.
Is there anything simpler than QuickBooks? If you like need something really, really basic just to get you started?
There's a simple start with QuickBooks.
Okay.
It's a little bit different, but you can still use that.
And it will convert to full QuickBooks when you buy an upgrade? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, business strategy and goals. These are things that you need to have laid out on paper. It's okay to have it up here in your head, but what happens when it's in your head? If you're like me, it goes 15 different directions at the same time. And then you have no idea where you're going. Okay? Think about your strategy. What are your goals?